Well, Kyle,
Yes, Garrett.
I'm not proud of this. I'm not personally proud. I'm proud of you. I'm not proud of myself. We really should have used a guide. So Kyle, around these parts, we love doing extremes in a very specific way in Final Fantasy XIV, and that is min-eye level, no echo, no guide. We go in completely blind. We don't research things ahead of time. The only knowledge we have is the normal before, so we're usually just going in blind because our memories are those of 36-year-olds.
Normals are a stumble through anyway. You're not really gonna learn much. You're just getting through the content. Extremes force you to understand what's around you. And I'll admit, I was the first one to curse this particular run by having my portrait broken.
This is the most I've ever wanted a guide. More than Tsukiyomi, more than Shinryu, more than Hades. Maybe not more than Hades. This might be tied with Hades. Maybe even tied with Hades. The laser shit at the end of Hades Extreme, man. I have nightmares about it.
This is the first weapon trial that didn't have a checkpoint, too, so we had to get all the way through it in order to complete it in one big go. And there were lots of little surprises along the way, including something called Limit Cut, which we'll get to later. Oh my god.
That is a 1-2. It's not called Limit Cut. That's what everyone else calls it.
I don't know why. I guess.
I think it showed up in Alexander, but I don't remember anything about Alexander except for the final Alexander fight.
Yeah.
And this is where someone comments, it actually wasn't the final Alexander fight, and this is where I admit I don't retain anything once I clear things. Let's take a stroll down not so distant memory lane. Oh, dude, we did it. That was close.
Shit.
Oh, fudge! What was that?
The first death was to the basic spread mechanic of the mini laser shooting into space. Because our companions are awesome, and we're so lucky to have people willing to put 5 hours of their evening into running one of these blind with us, we were able to stumble through the initial teleporter split for the little ball things without really understanding what was happening there.
Yeah, we referred to them as mini missiles for the rest of the night. But the tell, which we didn't pick up at that point, was that the damn shoulders open and you see little pods glowing like they're about to fire up into the sky. And that's when you're supposed to spread.
I love boss tells.
Apparently, Kyle, I did go look up a guide after this. It's a random chance on whether it's going to be stack or spread, but it will always be one of the two. I also thought Diamond Rain was a random chance, but Diamond Rain always happens in between the random chance of stack or spread.
There's literally 3 levels of us reacting right now. There's the stream, us reacting to our own recording, and now we're reacting to our reaction.
Access your mind.
Final Fantasy design does battle itself at times. They make you do things in order to make you do things. And I don't think any extreme has been more apparent than this one. Sometimes on the back end of a mechanic, they add another mechanic to make sure you did the first mechanic in the first place. And then spread because frickin' hell. Oh my god. What? Oh my god.
That was targeted on somebody, I think. Here's where we were failing to notice 2 major, very simple parts of mechanics of doing this fight. Diamond Rain. We hadn't yet figured out that you're supposed to essentially have half the group on one platform and half group on the other for phase 1, and you're constantly jumping across and sending someone else across who has a teleporter debuff. We didn't even know there was a teleporter debuff at this point. That's how many layers deep of not being good at this we were.
And there's it's number of balls for number of people on the platform. That's what it is. Because in this moment before, see how 2 take off to the other side and what's sitting on the other side? 2 balls.
So we have to be spread across 2 platforms to not die to the AoE.
Yep.
Okay, should we make groups? We eventually, Azumi, our other tank, definitely knew what to do and was intentionally sandbagging because they are a champion and knows how we like to learn these fights. Eventually, I learn that I'm not supposed to be on the same platform as the other tank when Photon Burst, which is the official name of this mark, comes out. And then the group's just supposed to run down. But yeah, that this is my second time being horribly embarrassed fighting Diamond Weapon.
I'm brave enough to admit that I thought the triangle was directional and it shot on triangle-like angles. So I was always making sure anytime I saw this danger pile on top of you to not be on any of the points.
Yeah, I always thought that. For a really long time, I thought that too. But no, it's just a proximity AOE, but it's one that is attached to a player so they can help move it far away from the people who are not marked.
Honestly, it only took us about 20 minutes to get to phase 2, which I don't know what this is actually. Oh, shit.
Oh,
well,
God.
Goodbye.
Oh, fuck.
It was a good view. It was pretty apparent that we had to ride the wave to another platform. What took us a while here was figuring out that there was any sort of hand tether business related to it. Oh, hands. Did we figure out what this means?
Is this a spread? Oh, I have hands.
Oh,
No, you.
No. What? Why?
Yeah, we figured out the knockback pretty quickly, although I still got my angle wrong. This is again is that multi-layer of us slowly rubbing two brain cells together to actually understand what we're supposed to do here, because we were at first we're like, oh, you gotta go to the other platform. It never occurred to us that you might want to stay on the same platform. And I want to say we died to 2 or 3 hand lasers before we realized that the tether to the hands indicate whether or not you want to use the knockback to go to the other platform or use the knockback to stay on the same platform.
Oh, we've got Spaceballs. I think we could just summarize this next 3 hours as dealing with balls. Horrible Spaceballs, and also accusing the platform wrongfully of not being healthful when actually it has these little tiny little trapezoidy, not really triangles that you can use to avoid things.
They're 45 degrees leading into a straight line, and most of it's safe if you know about the direction of the boss and the balls. But boy, howdy. I guess the official name is Ori Arts, but it's the dashes. We struggled with the dashes for so long.
Okay, we are looking at
here
the
comes...
corner. Yeah, so you should be good to stand in front of this orb, would be my guess. Oh, shit.
Oh.
But he starts it because he goes to the... What a dick.
I don't know why I listened to you. Phase 2 kicked our asses. And then we learned that if the boss was looking away from you, you just stand at the dead center triangle and you're basically safe. And the only time that gets kind of complicated is when Articulated Bits starts at the second half of phase 2, which is where the hands go out and they're going to do like a laser lane. And so sometimes you have the safe areas where the boss is facing, and then you have to move like one triangle over, and that's going to be a safe spot.
I know this is elementary. I know this does make sense in my heart, but my brain doesn't recognize that a square has more space if you go to the corners instead of the edge. And whenever a boss jumps on a rectangle or square in this game, I always fall off the edge.
Fall the other end.
He's got an orb over there, so this would be, he's going to go over there later. So we got to be by this orb because he's going to...
No, you...
Oh my God! You gotta go diagonal to make it longer.
I didn't see that orb. It's the color of the friggin' sky. I make the same mistake with the pushback and the rectangle thing, but in our defense, you need to have this perfectly lined up where it's going to send you to the corner pocket if you want to survive. If you are a little off in either direction, you are going over that edge.
He's a very cool xenomorph model, but he does so much time hanging out on those space balls up there. And you're just whipping around that camera like mad.
Is he just a reskinned Ifrit?
Oh, yeah, I guess he is, isn't he?
I love you looking back, looking forward, looking back. And you still
and still just dying to the damn jump. And put your clothes back on.
Get dressed, you piece of shit.
Yeah.
Prague is Prague. I'll take it.
Prague is Prague.
So here we get to the notorious phase 3, and we have to count to 8.
Yes, the Tesline markers as we know them. Apparently this is a feature of other things, but we saw numbers came up. Flood Ray. Oh my God.
That is a 1, 2.
It's a, yeah.
It's a 1, it's, yeah, and I was dead.
What? My number went away.
It's because the orders are about to start. Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's still going. Oh my God, it's still going.
Those are massive attacks.
Wow. So we have to take advantage of both platforms to really spread out. And it's probably so big we have to know our order so we're not by somebody who's going to get hit right after.
Popularly referred to as Limit Cut, officially referred to in this fight as Flood Ray. This is the most angry I've ever been at Final Fantasy XIV. I think this is the most unforgivable, bad piece of game design I've ever seen out of this MMO.
Wow. I didn't know you felt so strongly.
It's not that necessarily the mechanical, though I do think it is a little bit unfun. But the fact that the markers go directly under the markers that you can place on your party members is unforgivable, in my opinion. This should be fixed immediately. This is just, I cannot defend this. It is it is the only thing I've ever seen in this game that made me go, how did this get past anybody in charge?
What really bothered me is, look at 5. Now look at 6. Why? Okay, I guess we go to 7 and 8, so maybe we can't use dice symbols. But that 6 is asinine. That's not how you draw a 6 with dots. I mean, maybe use bars, you know, the count to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then cross it. Like, look at that 5.
Yeah.
What the hell is that 5? That's not how you show 5.
I can't, like, my brain blue screens. I can't count these, and I straight up miscounted. Once, when we actually knew what we were supposed to be doing, like way after all of the diagrams and drawing in actual sketchbooks, that was this experience of figuring this out on our own, I still just miscounted.
Oh wow, we're busting out MS Paint.
So we got this, and we got like you know, terrible robot here with big shoulders.
Yeah, I don't need this. Yeah.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. All these people are kicking it chill. They don't have to do jack. However, if you are number 7 or 8, because we'd have 7, 8, they travel to make the room. So
Yeah,
they
but
would
then whatever side of the room they go to, whoever's there also needs to get out of dodge.
Yes, so you would go to 1 again, and 1 would get the hell out of there. Now, the other problem is 2 would have to be like here, so that they don't get hit by the big half down the middle.
Well, literally they just have to be over the center line.
Yeah. So 2 would inch themselves into the center. 1 would start running for it.
But see that.
However, 3 and 6 have to do nothing. That's the genius of this plan, Garrett, is 3 and 6 don't have to do jack.
And vice versa,
Yes.
right? Like
Yes.
1 explodes, 7 runs the 7. 3 explodes, 1 runs the 3. But
So-
like, God, my brain.
So it's gonna go quabwah, quabwah, and during that time, 7 is moving to 1, and 1 can just kick it for a little bit. Like they're not gonna be needed.
Yep.
They don't have to move until 3's done. But
Yep.
that bwah, 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 bwah,
The
bwah.
highest and lowest number per platform swap.
Yes.
God, my brain hurts.
Now that being said, we also found out after the fact that evens are blue and odds are red.
Yeah. Me, right?
Oh wait, isn't that 6 right there? Isn't 6 an even number?
That doesn't look like 6 though, because you see 3 first, right? Because it's not laid out like a 6. But yes, there are not only colors for the odds and evens, there are blue and red platforms that you can divide across. So we completely missed this nice little touch of readability. I was proud of our diagram. My solution was not the easiest, but it was sacrificial, which I think has a nice edginess to it.
Your solution was wrong in that 2 people would always die. The correct way to do this is, which is how we inevitably ended up doing it, means that essentially everybody gets to your positions and you just look in one direction. You just look at where you're about to go. Everyone is about to go somewhere. And to me, that's brilliant. And it's all just triggered by where you're looking blowing up, or if you're already the person who's going to blow up first, where you're looking being where you go after you blow up. So it's all just like everyone's just ready to run. They're pointed at where they're running and they're waiting for their turn to run. And the boss cues you on when it's time to run. And then you end up with this perfect little safe thing. Yeah, I've still got my handwritten notes right here drew them a little moleskin. So this was our attempt. This is my drawing of Kyle's plan that I at one point agreed with. And then this is the correct way to do it. And you can see I screwed up over here and had to scribble some stuff out.
Now remember, we only figured out the correct way to do it because we made it past using my method multiple times. Okay, yeah, here we are.
Oh,
This one.
Oh, this business.
This one was hell.
Oh, this entire business. I guess this is called diamond shrapnel. Articulated bits. All right, hands are going to come out. The hands fire before you teleport. Let the hands fire, then take your teleport.
Hello, Mom. Why am I...
What?
Shit. Okay, fine. Apparently I dropped that off.
Oh, Jesus.
Is this just gonna wiggle in the direction? Did I just draw what?
Oh my God.
The chasey circles, right? It didn't make any sense. You were like drawing what I thought would be a laser that would chase you, but then it would drop a circle on the ground and then chase you after the fact.
This was another one that just like broke our brains of like, why is there an arrow? Like, did the arrow matter? Like, do I point it somewhere and that's where it fires? Why don't we just fire these all off into space was the first thing I thought. Nope, that's not what you do. The arrow is just telling you that it will pursue you once it begins.
What if, let's get some circles. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is all going to be hands area, and we just walk with it, you know? Just walk that out.
The hands blast before the explosion starts.
Right. And then just kind of spread.
Don't overlap. Just don't overlap.
God.
And we all stack here. Couldn't we just, like, start running and then go back, and then it would chase us in a big pile around the square?
Why the fuck aren't we doing that?
After lots of death, just dying of death, Kyle accidentally tripped and fell into the solution. You literally tripped and fell into the solution of you just started booking it so fast. You didn't mean to, but you stepped on the teleporter.
Ready to run. Or did they just cut across? They just cut across.
Oh, wait. Do you swap?
Touched the thing.
Do you swap at the end of it? Is that how you do it?
Wait.
Did I accidentally like do a big genius move by like swapping to the other side?
Genius move. I think yes. I think you're supposed to swap platforms at the end of it. I think
that makes so much sense because there's no way it would catch you on the other side.
So you run for it and then you jump to the other side, and they should have started theirs on the other side, so their corner should be clear by the time we get there.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Kyle accidentally. Oh my God, dude. And then, of course, meteors are on the backside of this.
You could call this over-designing. I think it's just the way Final Fantasy works. They want to punish you on the back end of a mechanic if you don't do it right, because you have to play the game its way. It's baking, not cooking. So here, with these meteors coming down, we started to pick up that we had to end all of this. Still 4 on each side.
Shirt's coming off. Shirt's coming off.
Okay,
we're doing
get
this shit.
serious.
We're doing this shit. Exposed shoulders, ventilation, aerodynamics.
Yes. Do it. It's go time.
Do it.
Do it.
We're gonna do it. Man, look at that. Look at us. Look at us get it.
Oh, that's right, because it started pooping out darn limit cuts in the final phase, making us do it again. The everybody participate strategy worked better than mine.
Push it. Let's go. 1%. 1%.
Go.
Burn it.
Go.
Burn this piece of shit. Fire everything.
Go. Freaky hell.
GG.
Oh my God.
Woo. We hope you feel as good as I do right now.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. GG to the most
Well
cursed night
done.
of extreme we have ever had.
Well done, team. Well done. That was beautiful,
That was clean
you all.
as fuck.
That was beautiful, you all.
That was so clean. Ooh. Yeah. Woo.
We have now done all the extremes for the weapon trials. They were all fabulous. I think Ruby is just kind of awesome and my favorite. Walking on the tendrils and all that business.
Yes. I have stated that I think they are in descending order of cool, starting with the best, the second one being the second best, and the third one being the third best.
I was actually shocked how much I liked this upon revisiting. It was my least favorite
Same.
normal. But I really enjoyed the dance of the extreme.
I really struggled with figuring it out. This is, I think, tied for the most I've ever wished I had just read a guide and gone about trying to execute it. Because I think even knowing what's happening makes it kind of difficult. Like, you still need to execute. But I've been mulling this one over in my head. I think this one does get a lot easier if you know what's happening. But I think it's one of the most difficult ones we've done going in blind. Our wonderful mods have made some graphics of our extreme journey up to this point. And so let's see how this one shakes up. So we started with Shinryu, which I feel like needs an asterisk by it. Because we haven't cleared Shinryu without Echo.
Not a lot of echo, but there was echo.
There was still Echo. There were still stacks of Echo. So to me, it don't count. It don't count. I want to go back and at the end of all of this, once we've done all the extremes, I want to go back to Shinryu and clear it for real. But it was our first extreme. We didn't really know what we were doing and what we were in for. And you all clearly trolled us by saying we should do Shinryu first. The difficulty bar you see is based on our own off-the-cuff measurements of what we thought these were difficulty-wise.
We didn't know we were being asked this question for realsies.
Yeah, same. I think I stand by this. Like, Innocence is laughably easy for an extreme. Like, just so clearly the easiest thing we've done. I think Hades, Tsukiyomi, Thordan, and Shinryu are all kind of in the same realm of difficulty. And I think going back to it, I would drop Diamond down a peg. I think I would say Diamond is either a 7 or an 8, not a 9 as it currently stands. I think it's a 9 if you go in like we do and you don't research it at all. But once you know what you need to do, I don't think the execution is as hard as even Shinryu, Thordan, Tsukiyomi, and Hades. Even when you know what to do, the execution is difficult.
If we're redoing this based on knowing what happened, I would keep Tsukiyomi and Hades very high. The others would probably go down a number of pegs.
I think Thordan's still really tough, man. The eye at the edge of the universe that the entire party needs to worry about.
I can see why it would be stressful as a tank in slight control of where that's going.
Thank you for calling it slight control.
You're welcome. Well, look at all this tank privilege. Just look at it. Look at all those lack of deaths, except for Tsukiyomi. What happened in Tsukiyomi, Garrett?
Moon business happened in Tsukiyomi. Also, we were pretty much a parody on Nidhogg and Shinryu. Look how close we are on Shinryu and Nidhogg. Ruby weapon, I think most of our deaths for both of us were to the charge swipe because we didn't realize there was a left-right component.
Kind of surprised it died so much on Varus.
Yeah.
I feel like we got through that pretty fast.
I feel like we did too. And if you remember, Ruby weapon, we did in the same sitting as normal.
Yeah, we turbo died a lot. It must have been an early mechanic that we died to over and over again.
I'm not surprised by where our deaths were the highest. Maybe Ruby weapon. Because compared to Shinryu, it seemed like, how do we die less on Tsukiyomi compared to Ruby weapon?
The deaths per minute must have been insane.
I guess, yeah, with Tsukiyomi, we were mostly like eating it in the later phases. But like Ruby weapon, we were dying during the phase 2 transition with the charges, like, which is pretty early on. I was euphoric when we downed Diamond weapon.